podcast, and I just want to introduce you guys to the Small Pirates. They're really two good friends of mine, and we're gonna go ahead and go over this tier 2 leader list of what our opinions are. They're going to be the best leaders. They were the ones that helped me get better to be able to top over at the Miami Treasure Cup, and Nick was actually my round 6 stream matchup, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Right, so sir, first of all, it's not the Small Pirates, it's the Small Hat Pirates.
Oh, you're right, my bad.
Yeah, I'm Chris, this is my boy Nick. Man, he said we tried to get him to where he could be. He's still running Sentamaru. Can't really do much about that.
First of all, Sentamaru gets me where I need to go. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but at what cost?
3 costs.
That's 6 Dawn, actually.
That's 6 Dawn.
That is the cost, sir.
For 2 bodies, okay. I don't see the problem with this.
And that's the problem, Manny.
That's why we're here to help.
Oh, I guess you're right. All right. So let's get to the meat and the potatoes of all this. All right. So I just want to go over the tier listings with y'all. So how we're going to sort everything. That we're going to fill everything from A tier to F tier, and then at the end of the video, we're gonna crown one of these leaders to be the Set 2 King of the Pirates. Alrighty?
He's gonna be king.
Alrighty. Alright, so
we're starting from the top, or do we start with the obvious? Do we start with Dofi? Just put him down?
No, we're not. No. We're gonna start from the top of this leader and work our way down, so there's no bias. Alright, so first, I can never pronounce his name. It's
Sakazuki.
Sakazuki.
Teriyaki. Yep. That's his name. Alright, cool.
Suzuki. The leader is awful. Just to go over his effect, activate main once per turn, tap 3 Dawn, trash a card, KO one character with a cost of 0 or less.
He to me, he goes right here.
He does not tap, he minuses.
No, he is not minus. This isn't Zeph. That he taps 3 Dawn. This is Sakazuki, the structure leader.
Yes. He taps 3 Dawn, discards a card to kill a 3 or less. Like, no.
Is it, to kill a 0.
Oh, a 0. Even worse. No. Yeah. Oh my god. You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that his effect is at least usable, he would go right here. But no, we'll put him in because I already know 2 leaders that go here.
I was gonna say, I feel like he would go in C, because while he is ass cheeks, oh no, man, I feel like there's leaders far worse than him, and there are also leaders that are worse than him that are not King and Uta, and they have their own tiers. So
that's right.
All right.
Yes, he has his card pool that can support him. The 10 drops give everything -5, so if you're able to board it, you can kill anything 5 costs for 3 Dawn. So that is at least something. But it's just like there's a better black leader.
Exactly.
There's better dual color black leaders. I don't know why you would ever choose to play this one.
Yeah, that was because like he wasn't even terrible off rip. Because like when we first saw him, people actually thought he was pretty decent. It was just that like we got black leaders later on. They were like, oh, well, why'd you ever touch this guy then?
Well, we just thought he was a good leader because we didn't know better about other leaders. All right, that's like saying man, yo, this is the best mac and cheese ever. What is it, Kraft's? Oh, well, did you have mac and cheese before? No, I've only ever had Kraft's mac and cheese.
All right, but Kraft still kind of slaps, so.
All right.
Ooh.
The next one up, Sanji.
Oh.
Bro, Sanji?
No, Manny, you give your take first, because you already know how I feel about Sanji.
Okay. My take on Sanji is that I feel most people that play Sanji go blue heavy. I think the answer is to go green heavy. And then
with what cards?
With Land of Wano cards, bro. You have Monosuke, you have the 4 cost Yamato. That's ridiculous. All right. You have the whole Land of Wano package that just got a buff into it, and then like it's almost like a slightly nerfed on my Kinemon, but because it's nerfed, I still have the blue package, which also includes another set of 1 cost blue blockers.
Bro, the way I see Sanji, literally to me, he's just 8 drop hit on turn 8. That is literally.
He is a worse Odin. Like, you can play Odin, you can trash a Wano card to stand 2 Dawn.
Nah. There's no way. He's not. he's not. He's way better than Odin. I don't have to
No.
discard a card.
No. Okay. So, and I will say, actually, maybe I don't know. I would say so. He's not a worse Odin, but I'll tell you, he's a better Uta.
Everything's a better Uta. A vanilla leader is a better Uta.
Uta's ability is 1 Dawn, and she pumps a vanilla by 2k. Sanji can stand the 2 Dawn, so you can pump 2k to the vanilla if you want, or do whatever you want with it. He's Uta, but strictly better.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Uta's at the bottom of the list for a reason.
True.
Sanji, I think there's leaders that are worse than him.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll put him in
Sanji's
C. I'll go ahead and put him in C. I'll put him behind this guy for now. But my thoughts, he's the top of C tier.
Well, then why is he behind? He should go ahead of Sakazuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Okay. Okay. So now it's Kinemon.
He's A.
Easy A, but he's not king of the pirates.
No, he's not.
Yes, he's definitely King of Pirates. I do love the fact that like he lets you turbo out like Man of Mono. Like it almost feels like I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's kind of like I'm dropping this big boy on turn 1. What you gonna do about it? It's like, oh snap,
Yes.
right.
Hey, I'm gonna turn 1 Okiku you. Answer this. Go.
I'm gonna turn 2. I'm gonna turn 2. I'm like Yamato you. It's like which one? Doesn't matter.
True.
I honestly feel, and like there's a few lists I saw that don't play the 5-cost Yamato. I don't know why they don't.
The 5-cost Yamato is a trap. Like it's
No, it's not a trap, bro.
it's a 5-drop 5k.
If I have to go second, drop that on turn 2 with my 4 Dawn, Kinemon effect, drop it on 4, and then you're on 5 Dawn. And most decks outside of red can't handle it. Can't remove it with 5
I was about
Dawn.
to say you're ignoring the most popular deck in set 2.
Red.
Whitebeard. Yeah.
Yeah, red.
Yeah. But still, like they have to have the jet pistol. They have to have it on that turn. If not,
They don't.
They have 5 ways to Sunday. Like
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
genuinely
say-
insane.
Literally set 2, when we get the 1-drop package, you have the Dan who can search for the Nami to get the jet pistol. And you can get Otama also. It's just for the bigger stuff too. That package single-handedly killed off 8-drop Kid. Oh, Yamato's not even like in the conversation.
All right. Like I do see where that's coming from. I do. All right. I just dream that Yamato. Like I just have a fetish with the double attack banish.
Oh no, I get
I
you.
know.
Double attack vanish. I wish it was good. If she had like a better stat line with maybe no counter, it might be better. But then she's dead in your hand more often, like the 4-drop 6k is. But it's just there's not really a way to make it better with that effect.
All right then. Garp.
I think.
Garp
God,
goes right here. Garp goes
I
right
want
here.
so bad. No.
No, he goes.
Okay.
It's like this.
Garp-
It's like this.
No.
God,
Garp has access to like the best of both card pools, black and red, which should be absolutely insane. But the deck space is so tight, and he's so fragile as a 4-life leader. I would say B- because of potential.
Really?
But like his ability, you can play
Go ahead.
No, it's like his ability, whenever you attach Dawn, give minus his cost to characters. So now you have access to both black cards that destroy and red cards that destroy. You play 2-cost Brook, you attach 2 Dawn, you minus 2 cost from a card. You play Kobe, you now just KO to 5 cost for playing porting 2 cards on your board.
Yeah.
So you fielded 2, minus 1 from your opponent.
The issue also though with him is because like when you're playing a 4-life leader, you need to be able to protect your life. And red gives you the 1-drop blocker, but black is lacking 1. Their lowest is a 2. So that means you're usually banking on, and that's one thing Blurple Croc can do. He can rely on the counter events and everything to survive. Like Garp gives you access to Radical Beam, and I'd say that's the best thing he gives you for survivability. But like he is fragile, and you are usually just open to get smacked.
Like the only issue I have with Garp is that like I feel like even though red and black are both destructive colors, it's the fact that like the black cards don't synergize with the red cards in the effect where it's like, yes, I can give Garp Dawn for him to lower the cost of cards on the board, but that means that's Dawn I'm investing in him, and then like that. I mean how Nick said like with the Brook is a really cool play where it's like I'm paying 2 to establish a body to give it to Garp to minus 2, but then I'm still losing a 2k. that unlike
Yeah.
Law, where I could bounce it back, I've lost the 2K
Yeah.
to do this, and then on top of that, I still need to play Kobe at the very least to
usually
pop
trade
something.
off. So usually
Also,
you trade off
Garp
that.
is when you give the Dawn to characters or leader, you don't have to give it to just leader. But sorry,
You can just put it anywhere. That's what Brook is kind of like just dumb in that deck.
Okay.
I will say in Law, you do bounce the 2K to your hand to like survive potential hits. But like the trade-off with Garp is that you're putting the 2K on board to lower level to pop. Because if you're not getting the pop, then you're not playing the 2K anyway.
True.
So you're removing the threat.
True. I respect
But
it.
he's fragile. He's fragile. Like remember, I told you, I want so badly for him to be good. I went 0-4 with that. Oh my god, it was. I haven't touched it since. I just haven't.
All right.
so where would you put it then, Chris? Do you agree with C, or do you think it should be a little bit higher and B minus because of potential?
Bro, I think he's better than Sanji. I'll tell you that much.
You think he's better than Sanji? All right.
Yeah.
I can respect that. I can respect it for the sheer fact that Red has jet pistol.
Well, so I'm gonna say I put him B minus because he has access to 2 ridiculous card pools. Maybe he's just not figured out. Who knows? He could potentially be really good, but I don't know. Sanji is just like inherently flawed. Garp is good. He's a good card, and I see him. I don't know. I feel like there's a way to make him good. I'm clearly just not the person to make that happen.
I get it. I get that, and I respect that. Now, I like it's oh no, you get over here. No, get over here. Yeah, there we go. Like, this man. I don't understand how there is a card in this game where I was like, damn. Like in set 1 is like, damn. Like how do you deal with Kid? Like you know, like without Otama Jet Pistol, or without like Purple Kaido blow up the board and be so fucking impressive, right? And then this card comes out, and it's like, yeah, I'm killing myself, and you still can't kill me.
It's so disgusting. Go
ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the fact that he's a 6K body.
Yep.
Because just like 8-drop Kid, you know how much investment it takes to be able to hit that 8K threshold to actually try to beat over him.
Yeah.
And Whitebeard, anytime you drop a 2K from his hand, you're beating into an 8K body, and that's not even mentioning when you drop 9-drop. Whitebeard, he becomes 8K base. He is 8-drop Kid. You're trying to hit him, and you cannot.
And then the best part is that they're always sitting on like guard point, radical beam. I'm happy that guard point came back. I always liked the card. It's just that like I understand everyone wanted the even net math, but I'm glad guard point came back into the format.
I used to like it more than radical beam. I've since like changed my opinion on that. I don't know. I no longer believe that, but guard point is good. I think the biggest problem with him too is that they run so many events, he just does not die, and every turn when he hurts himself, he's giving you another card, which is always another. You know, it's either a 2K or it's an event.
And then the crazy thing is that like unlike, go ahead.
Just the support he alone gets from the first set. He has a blocker that just revives itself when you discard a card.
Yep.
And then you're not even blocking with it, which is the worst part. You're just swinging with it every turn.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't even have his searcher. He doesn't even have his Nami till set 3. And he's already, like, contender for King of the Pirates for sure. I just think Zoro. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, like, he already has... Well, yes, he doesn't get his Nami next set. But he does have the searcher now with the 1-cost event. That does search. So even now, like he's still super strong. But also like every deck to combat red is that you slow play red and you deal with the board and you sacrifice and then you make them choke out their hand. But because Whitebeard kills himself essentially, he just gets the hand anyway. So it's like you can't slow play. And it's this weird spot where it's like you can't slow play him, but then even if you try to rush him, you compromise your board because you're like, well, I have to give the extra Dawn to my guys to let them hit, and then because I'm paying the extra Dawn to make like my leader hit or something else hit, I can't play extra cards, and it's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Yeah, it's just also one of those terrible situations where if you do fight for the board with him instead of hitting him, like you're saying, you're compromising your board. You're also fighting for a board that does not really matter as far as Whitebeard is concerned, because he doesn't really care about that. He doesn't care. His board's, not to mention, so one, you could fight for board and they could just revive it. That feels terrible. You could fight for board, it could be safe with an event. That feels terrible. Also, a turn where because usually the decision is, do I hit base and give them the card, or do I fight for the board to deny the card? if you fight for the board and he still gets the card anyway, that also feels awful.
It really does.
And then that's just the worst part too, because then if you don't fight board and then you do go for his face, just actually connecting that hit.
Yeah.
It feels almost impossible.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the first F tier, King. Yeah.
True.
I don't know what they thought when they made this card. When I thought I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and then I even tried to think of a way. I was like, what makes this card? Like someone in corporate when they designed this card was like, this card makes sense. And I tried so hard to think how they would do it, and the only thing I could think of is that you're supposed to play King in a purple list where you're not sacrificing Dawn. And the only card I think that supports this, it's there's a card in the film deck that says if you have 8 or more Dawn, the card can't be KO'd, and he's a 5-drop 7K or a 6-drop 7K.
It's a Zeph, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. If you gave me like 20 more cards that were like that, okay, maybe I can see the argument. But no, like there's nothing to support this man. I don't know why. I think this is all fan service. They're like, oh yeah, like we're at the Wano arc right now, so let's drop as many Wano characters as we could right now.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with him is because his ability just say purple didn't minus Dawn, he still wouldn't be good. The fact they made him purple just made him even worse because now he's just odds with his color.
Yeah,
his color wants to do.
If he was green, I would think. If he was green, I would honestly put him here. If he was green.
Oh, I don't know. So I think maybe if his effect was on both players' turns, I could see him going up. The fact that he's only on your turn, I feel like makes it still so much worse.
It doesn't. Yes, it's still bad. Or even if they just said during your opponent's turn, that would have been.
That'd be much better. That'd be so good.
But like even if he was green, where he's not forced to have to play with his Dawn and play with his ability, and which one does he want to do? But like I said, he's just in the wrong color, wrong effect.
Actually, I think I know a fix to that card.
What?
But they just added the words at the start of your turn. If you have 10 or more Dawn, give all of your opponent's characters minus 1k.
That would be
so
good.
You can then play your cards and minus Dawn after the fact.
That would be dope.
It would be playable.
That'd be dope.
Even then, best case scenario though, you're playing with a vanilla leader for the first 4 turns of the game. And I mean, Kaido already kind of does that too. But when he does use his ability, he's closing out the game.
Yeah, like his effect, even though you use his effect only once, maybe on off chance twice a game, like you're ending the game at that point.
Yeah.
Now Blurple Croc, I put this man here.
Ooh. Yeah, I put him above Garp.
I don't think that. I don't think that's right.
Oh, but he's so much better than Garp.
No,
he's ridiculous.
No, because the thing is like Purple Croc, he already has a hard time putting bodies on the board that actually matter. If you're gonna tell me that you actually played those bodies and then I just popped them, I don't care. That's the issue. Like, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I feel the support he got in set 2, that one purple event, -1 Dawn.
Yeah, double -3k. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is so good for him. Miss All Sunday picks it up and recycles it. It is so ridiculous. And he also kind of has the Whitebeard effect where after a certain point in the game, you're never touching him again.
I would say that I personally think the Gum Gum Rain is a better card for him than the purple event.
Oh,
because the Gum Gum Rain helps you stay in that threshold if you need to. Like sometimes you want to keep cycling, but your hand is too big, or there's cards in your hand that are just dead.
The thing about Gum Gum Rain though is that so it inherently has a condition. You have to discard a card to even get the effect off. Which were you were saying can be good in some instances to get you below 4 to get that draw. However, the purple event stops 2 attacks, and that is big on a leader like who you said can't really keep bodies on board and is also playing on 4 life.
I respect it. All right then, I got that. I sees it. I would let me see. Because what? He gains Gum Gum Rain. He gains Hell Judgment. And
Breakfast.
Getting
and breakfast. But bodies wise, breakfast. Yep, he gains breakfast. But body wise, I don't think he gains anything in bodies, right?
Well,
Oh no.
not you really, but the film deck gave him
Uta. They gave him
Walker,
Uta.
Really.
Oh yeah, starter deck Uta is actually fire.
She is ridiculous, and she's another one that stops 2 attacks.
Yep.
Not to mention, that's another good thing about like Purple Croc too. While he doesn't really have bodies, the bodies that he does have usually aren't dying through battle because even if it's something like a Desert Spada, he's pumping something 2k like every single turn. The bodies that he wants to stick around usually are sticking around.
You know what? The more I talk about it, I kind of want to put him here.
So that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I'm meeting you in the middle here because if it was my own list, he would be in B.
Yeah. But yeah, he. The more we talk about it, the more I feel this. I just not the biggest fan of Purple Croc, and maybe that's why. I just gotta be a little bit less biased about this.
A little bit of bias,
A little bit
yeah.
biased. Now
That's
this man.
Oh, okay. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
Where's the
He's on the.
No. Where's the tier I asked for?
Oh no. Hold on, we can add that real fast. Give me a second. So,
Add cause blue.
Hold on. Add row above. No. I can just switch it. There we go.
Make it blue. Make that tier blue.
It's actually the bluish purple is really nice.
Oh, okay. I got you. Can we hear
Yeah.
Can we hear the be aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah, it's
There we
also
go.
a nice,
There we
also good between the blue and the purple.
So
Yeah.
funny enough, I think a lot of the film deck helps with this a lot. Because like for example, the White Lion event card, that card that card's a jet pistol that with this Kaido,
You ramp back.
you ramp back the one. Like
Yeah.
you're still because you have to send 2 Dawn back, but you get 1 back just off a jet pistol that you pay 3 for. Nah, that's a great ad. Also the Uta just helps this deck so much. And then like you still.
Yeah, no, we're not arguing the
Yeah.
purple pool at all. The purple card pool is great. You can play Onigashima on this
Yeah.
deck. You can play Ramp Jack. You can play Satsuki's in this deck. The blue card pool, the only thing it contributes to this deck is 1 cost blocker
Yeah.
and maybe Love Beams, like worst case scenario.
I
But
know,
it has
yeah.
a 1. Yeah, I was gonna say it has a 1 cost 4K anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit too soft.
Also, now because he's purple, so yeah, has access to that card pool. If you're gonna play a 2 Dawn event, it wouldn't be Love, it'd be Hell's Judgment.
True. Now,
It'll be a good one day.
my boy, our boy. I'm like,
There he goes.
I'm like,
There
he goes.
No, like me and Nick
Oh,
love
denial.
Child.
Denial.
No, I would honestly, like, no bias. He would go here, but there's gonna be other B minuses that go in front of him.
What happened to best tier 2 deck set 2?
So this is the thing. My issue is that even though this I feel is best 2 tier deck, I realize that for the hoops and hurdles you have to go through to make him the best tier 2 deck. And I'm not saying I'm like the god tier player in the world, but it's like even if you know what you're doing, your sequencing and everything on top, it's almost like you're working 3 times as hard to make your deck as complicated as Law's is, and your deck can't even support being that complicated.
I think a big issue with him also is just that, like, he was a very good. I wouldn't even say rogue. I honestly think set 1, Dofi probably could have taken, maybe not. I don't know. Because he's guaranteed to face screen at some point. I do think, though, the biggest problem Dofi had set 1 was just he didn't have representation. Because he was always like 40 to 50 people would represent him in a treasure cup.
Yeah.
I think he could have gotten higher if he had more representatives. But I think a big problem with Dofi is that with the increased power level of set 2, if he couldn't do it set 1, he definitely can't do it in a Whitebeard Keenan.
No, he can't. From all the testing I've done with set 2 so far, I've done every matchup that isn't some type of Zoro set 2, Whitebeard set 2, or Law. he can answer every other deck. He just can't answer those three, and because those three are
I can't believe you have issues with Law playing
I
Doflamingo.
really do. I really do. And I don't know if maybe just my brain just can't fathom it.
Well, no. Law's supposed to be a bad matchup for Dofi set 1 because they juggle the bodies repeatedly to get to the 8-drop kid.
Yeah.
Yep. But like you're saying, you were having issues with Control Law that wasn't even playing 8 cost.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot you said that. No, yeah, I'm with Nick.
Yeah.
No, that was crazy that you said you weren't struggling with green. I don't understand that.
No, because
that's off topic.
yeah, that's on topic. All right, but my pride and joy, he's gonna be here in the B- tier, unfort. But
Yep.
Odin, this man's D tier.
Oh my god.
Can he do things? Yeah.
No, we can't even do that.
See, but
True. I mean, he's not wrong.
but like that's the reason why I feel Sanji is better than this. Because one, I get another color, and two, I don't have to discard a card.
Yeah. Oh god. He's not even really worth discussing. He's just so good.
Yeah. But the thing is, because he's at least a good color and his effect kind of does something, he's better than King.
That's not really hard to do though. Look at
Now,
I'd say Uchi's better than King.
we'll get there. So Luffy, my thoughts off rip before all discussions, and we can go ahead and change it up. I feel he's here. There we go.
I disagree.
Really?
I don't know about that.
I say he's lower.
Yeah.
For sure. Make C max. Because there's a better red-green leader.
Well, see, that's the problem. I think the problem with Red-Green Luffy is also that his ability is good. He has his cute play with 5-drop Luffy. The problem, though, is if you're ever going to tell yourself, I'm going to give up 1 life to gain access to the red and green card pool, why wouldn't you just play Law?
So
They operate differently, they do different things, but one is just like inherently, when you're playing on 4 life, it's much better to be able to play on Law, who synergizes with 5-drop Law blockers, bouncing the red and green blockers, bouncing the 2Ks back to hand. Law just is better at surviving in that 4 life. You really do feel it on Luffy.
So me, and then obviously it could be that either like the sample size I've done so far, it isn't the best, but or what. But like the reason I feel he belongs in B- is the fact that I've been testing a film version with him because he can restand supernovas and straw hats, right? So what you do is you play the film Nami, and then what you do is you go swing, effect, search a card, and then you can restand her, swing again, search another card, and then you start cycling through your deck that way. And then there's other cheeky things that he could do, but the fact that you could stay small, and then you still have your green card pool, and then and like I'm not gonna say that like he's gonna be able to beat these juggernauts up here. There's no way, unless your opponent underestimates you and then doesn't think about the Luffy 2-hit. But like I think he's better than the C tier. You know what?
No, okay.
I'll meet y'all in the middle.
Well,
Where is this?
oh my god.
Are you about to go C+?
We're about to go C+. That's what we're gonna do.
Literally, I think, because even like the Nami play is cute, but I think that's ultimately the biggest issue with Luffy. A lot of his plays are cute, because even like spending the 3 Dawn on Nami, that's already 3 Dawn investment, and then I think
Isn't it 4 Dawn to restand?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, but like he's talking about playing Nami. Nami is
right. But I was getting there though. So it's 3 Dawn to play the Nami to get the search or whatever. But then when I use my Luffy ability, do I really want to use it on a Nami?
Well, that's the thing though. Nami, because she's a 5, I'll make a 5-drop body. I don't think it's like the worst card ever.
Right.
It's more of a low to the ground play style.
Yeah.
Your biggest issue is going to be the Whitebeard all over again. But I think against other 5K leaders, there's some merit to it because you're just doing this constant 5, like kind of like what Law does, but you're not forcing to have to go to 5 characters, and you always have your ability active. I think that's just something that some people just like Law's 1,000 times better. I play red green, I do Law. It's like, yeah, but like
I felt like she just felt too expensive being a 3-drop.
Yeah, but her ability is both on play and when attacking. So
Yeah.
I kind of get it. And she's 5K, right?
yeah, she's a 5K body.
Yeah, I feel like she sounds really good in theory, and in a vacuum. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen how she operates
in
a
Red and
regular
Green.
Luffy.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have a bit more faith in this Red and Luffy, but that's why he's here, and he's not up here. He's better than the C than the C tier list. All right. So Shanks, I honestly.
Oh God.
I wish I could give a better opinion about Shanks, but I've only played against Shanks like 6 times, and I've won all but one, and the only one I lost was my first time playing against Shanks, because I'm not even gonna lie, I underestimated this card. I was like, oh whatever, and the dude kept dropping 1-drops. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't even read this card's effect, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, all my guys are 5s, and I'm gonna give them all 2 Dawn. I was like, excuse me, say what now?
I remember that same local when I played against the final round. I remember I was like, how the hell did Manny lose this?
Cause I didn't read it. I just like
I could have been the only way. He's not good. He is not.
But I'll put him in D. This is where I feel he's his best.
I might even say he's better than Obi.
Really?
I have no faith in Obi.
I don't know, dude. That's -4 Dawn, right?
Yeah, it's it is. Yeah, it's -4 Dawn to just give everything 2K. Nah, and then in a deck where your only ramp is a
-3.
-3. But still, your only ramp is a 4-drop character.
No. Oh, it's a 3-drop and she ramps 2, and it's not even, and it's like a
yeah.
So you can't do the same. Yeah.
Oh, but if I remember correctly, I think you do have to discard something for her.
You do. Now I'm not saying this to push him up whatsoever. I think it's terrible. I just want us to get the facts right is all.
Gotcha.
He's not.
Alrighty. Alright. Law goes up here. This is
whoa, he's A. Law is A.
Yeah.
Law's an A?
A minimum.
Law is A. Oh my god.
Well, like, what
we know the 4 best decks are.
He gains the 1-drop package.
Okay.
And he gains the Wano package, set 2. His Wano package only gets better, and his 1-drop package is ridiculous. Because remember, he gains the package that pushes Zoro to be better than Luffy set 2.
Oh, true, you're right. What was I thinking? Oh, man. Alright, and then let's go ahead and get to Zoro. I know he goes right here. Hold on, let's fix this up. Bam.
I think Zoro is the weakest of the 8 decks.
Really?
I feel like he is the strongest.
Kinemon is
the strongest?
I think Whitebeard's the strongest.
Let me rephrase. He's going to be the most represented red deck in set 2. Due to the low getting into cost thereof, and then we already have the Straw Hats from set 1. He gains the 1 cost little.
Well, he's already the most represented red deck.
No, Luffy overtook him in every treasure cup after that.
Luffy gets more tops than him, but Luffy doesn't get more entries than Zoro.
Well, but that doesn't mean that, like...
So that's what I'm getting at, is I don't think more representation really is the argument to push him forward. Because Zoro has the most representation in red in set 1, and he does not have the most results.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him, like a better deck just because more people play it. Like, that's the reason why I think Whitebeard is better, for the sheer fact that it's like, I think the reason less people play Whitebeard is because he has a higher price point than Zoro.
You think less people play what? I think Whitebeard is. I feel like Whitebeard's probably the most represented.
Yeah, he's saying like the price to entry is higher for Whitebeard compared to people that like already have their Zoro cards.
Yeah, so because what I'm saying is, I think like Whitebeard has a barrier to entry with price, but that also doesn't hold him back from still taking most representation, because like he's just that good. Like every time you see any pie chart for what's happening in Japan, Whitebeard he's always like the majority. Like his numbers are ridiculous. And then I think that also transfers over to his like why he has so many tops too. Because not only is he really good, but when you just have that many people pushing him forward, it's bound to be Whitebeard players that are at the top, you know?
No, of course. But like I just think Whitebeard, I think even if Whitebeard, for whatever reason, had like the Doflamingo treatment, where it's like there's 500 players at an event, but only 40 of them are playing Whitebeard's still gonna top.
Oh yeah,
and most of them are gonna top. It's just even without representation, I feel Whitebeard just kills it. I think Zoro only gets there because 300 of those players are also playing Zoro. Yeah,
so I feel like it's again the same story as set 1 Zoro, where there's a ton of Zoros, there's so many Zoros. Like, he is by far one of the most represented decks. He'll never overtake Kid, of course, but he's always up there. But it's one of those things where his ceiling isn't very high, so there's a lot of people pushing him forward, but he can only go so far, and usually that's why we never see him make it in the top 16. Maybe one or two flip in. But, you know, at some point you're at the top and you're facing the best players, and so Zoro's not enough to get you there.
I do feel, and like it kind of showed with our events here in the West, that I feel like even though these decks are doing so good in the East, kind of like how like in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, they have a different play style, and even though like we have the same cards, we play different in the West, and I feel in the West we play a more protect the castle type of card games, while in the East is always an aggressive, efficient decks that top.
I agree with that. I will say though, because I remember one thing was in the very beginning, before we even had our game, in Japan, green was considered the best deck. And then it started out like that here in America as well. And then over a while, our like meta started to like be more diverse and everything. But by the end, after we got our treasure cups and everything, it was solidified. Japan called that. Kid was the best deck. He took 8 of top 16 spots in our most recent treasure cup.
True.
So Japan, I feel like they know what they're talking about. I feel like we're more prone to experiment and everything, but I feel like at the end of the day, Japan kind of just hits the nail on the head.
All right. Our next leader, Kaido. I put Kaido here.
Yeah, same. I agree with that.
Yep. No, Kaido is represented still from people who still have the deck. From set 2, they really don't get anything that I can think of besides that double -3k event.
And an Uta.
But they already have the Uta now.
Oh, you're right.
Correct. Yeah, the structure Utas there, like the 8-drop secret rare Uta is not great, to be real with you.
I think it's a cool defensive card, but at that point, like when you're playing Kaido, like the thing is, if we had a different purple leader that was more defensive, I think Uta is better, because Uta does the whole gain 1,000 until the start of your next turn, which makes your leader and all your bodies harder to kill, which is cool. But it's like with Kaido, why would I play that when I could just blow up the board? You know, like I don't have to worry about them killing me if I kill everything else. So that's my thoughts there.
Yep. That's fair.
I don't really have much to say about Kaido. Kaido's the same deck in set 1 as in set 2 as it was set 1. It doesn't really change.
True.
Someone whispered on our ear saying, "Don't forget about Douglas Bullet, 8 cost." The card seems good on paper, but it's just like there's never a good point to drop it. Because if I'm dropping something for 8, I'd rather drop a 9 cost Rush Kaido or 10 drop Kaido.
It really is. Like I feel like Bullet had a bunch of hype because the thing is our card pool was so small, so people just wanted something where it's something in the middle between the two Kaidos. But the issue is that like the two Kaidos are still better than Bullet. Bullet's just too slow. It doesn't do anything on board when it comes down, and because of that, it's just mid.
Yeah.
Because both the other Kaidos do something. One pops and rushes. The other one dark holes the whole board. Like they come, hit the board, and do what a Kaido does and establish dominance.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, put the next leader in F tier and we can move on.
Oh, really? You F tier?
That man.
I would say he was D tier or even here. Like
no, he's D. He's D.
He's D, man.
Like he's counter to the entire blue place. Yeah, he is though. His ability is counter to the entire blue playstyle. If you're going to minus down in a blue deck where you have 0 ramp, it doesn't make sense. In no world do you play this leader.
It's an extra control piece.
I feel like he is kind of... So, okay, this is going to sound like, I don't know, weird or whatever. But you know how, like, Kaido, he uses his effect once per game, but usually he's closing out the game when he does it. I feel like that is... If you're using Croc's effect, it's relevant. It's probably for the game. It's not a good effect by any means, but if you're using it, because Lord knows there's many better things you could be doing with that Dawn. But if you are using that effect, it's probably because you have game.
I see that where you're like bouncing like a blocker or something where it's like, all right, cool, I'm going for game, move this thing. But there's cool cheeky things you could do. Like for example, like I know it doesn't come out as often, but like the on like the promo law, the one that's a 6-drop 7 that burns. This is the only leader that can set you up for that. Unfortunately.
God, yeah, he sets you up to play a bad
That's all
card.
10.
That's another problem with him. That is a nut. No, he minuses the Dawn. So you could tap the 7 for Law, and then you could minus 3 of that.
No, he's talking about you would -4 to bounce a card to hand, so that way your opponent has 6 cards in hand, and
my
then...
God.
Yep.
Oh, God. No, I mean, he's just not good. But see, because the thing is, like, because I don't think the argument with him is that his ability doesn't synergize with Blue. Because, for instance...
The argument
Green,
is just...
Kid doesn't really synergize with Green. Kid's just a good standalone.
But Green Kid is just a good standalone card.
Exactly. So it's not that the ability has to synergize, because not every character's ability is going to tell you how to play your color. But, so, like, Croc's ability, it may not synergize. I think the problem with it is just that it's just a weak ability. Because when you're minusing, bouncing is not enough. You know, because when you think about it, his ability is pretty much the same as Z's, except Z permanently removes the problem. And Z also has ways to manipulate stuff to get into that range. Croc just doesn't have that.
Yeah, we're going to get to Z here momentarily. Yeah. But yeah, no, Croc is low. Kid, he doesn't fall off completely. I would say B to A tier, like either bottom of A or top of B.
I would put him top of B. I put him top B because...
No, I put him behind Kaido.
Really? I don't think so. I don't think so because Kid also gets the Wano package, by association, and because Kaido doesn't get anything else really in set 2, I feel Kid is better because now Kid just has more options to deal with Kaido, and in the form of like, because now Kid has the 4-drop Yamato, Queen is dead, the 6-drop King is done.
All right, so that's fair. I'll hear you out there. He does gain. Kaido doesn't gain, but I think what makes Kaido better than Kid is that Kaido doesn't lose, and Kid is losing his win condition set to 8-drop Kid.
It's not that he loses it, is that I don't feel like he loses it. I feel like people just have to not rely on that as their win condition, and they have to and they have to play their game as if like, okay, I need to play as not just this protect the castle game style, but also be an aggressor.
See, I think because I think Green without 8-drop Kid is a very fair deck. It's very manageable. I think the only reason Green is so good is because it can rely on 8-drop Kid.
Yep. Yeah. But also, hey, don't forget, Purple gets a card that can just close out games now. In Barondy World, it's -8 Dawn. This card becomes 80,000 attack power.
You're right. I forgot that card existed. You're right.
And Not because like Japan obviously doesn't have final say on everything and just things like that. But like as far as Japan Kid lists go, they're just dropping 8-drop Kid entirely.
All right.
Yeah, our metas, don't forget, our metas differ completely. Japan did not even touch Blurple Crocodile.
They did not, but also, and as much as I love Blurple Croc, it's like they didn't touch him, and we did, but also he didn't really do anything here.
Yeah, but he may not have topped Treasure Cups, but he has done better showings here than he did in the case.
His only showing really is winning, a case tournament. And then the guy that won with him didn't touch him again for 2 months.
Yeah, because then people knew what he did. Like, it was a surprise deck, and it's no longer a surprise.
I feel like maybe in Japan they experimented. They touched Blurple Croc, and they just felt like he wasn't worth it. And like we were much bigger on it, and we played around with him a lot, and I still think he's really good. I think a big problem with him, like set 1 though, is just like it just wasn't his time yet. But I think the reason that our metas were different is we actually tried to experiment with Blurple Croc, and he wasn't really worth it set 1.
I get that.
So, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it was like they were right. Kid ended up being best deck, and Blurple Croc wasn't worth playing.
Alright, here, I feel Luffy goes here or on this side.
No, I don't think he's in B.
Really?
Yeah, I think he falls off drastically. There's too many good red leaders next set. Between Whitebeard and Zoro, you just don't touch Luffy.
True.
Yeah, and
you go with the other Luffy in C+.
Yeah, coming from somebody who's ride or die for Luffy from day one. I love the leader. I almost had the mentality that you Dofi players had. Like I was like, I'm gonna make him work set 2. It's just he's just not worth it.
Yeah.
He just is not worth it. It's unfortunate.
The shade thrown at me. But it's not. Alright, so let me ask that. If we did put him here, is he better than his dual color variant? Or is he worse than dual color variant?
I'd say he's still better than dual.
Yeah.
Because it's not that he's bad, it's just that you wouldn't touch Luffy when there's just Zoro and...
Well then let me ask though, because this is just a tier list. It's not, because if we have this option, then I guess we'll pick this. But is this better or worse than the other options up here?
I I mean, I'd say he's still better than Garp.
And I could definitely respect that. I was gonna put this man up here.
Yeah.
Because you still get the whole red library that these two guys have. You get to play a more mid-game centric deck where it's kind of like you get to do all the, like, if you want to do the cool control red stuff, on like the cool red control stuff, but then still play the Whitebeard to just like generate advantage in bodies and defensive stuff, and then you're still a 5-drop body that doesn't kill you. It's almost like playing Whitebeard, but you're not killing yourself, but you play that same style because you can give your things the extra Dawn to just benefit that way. That's the way I see it. The only issue is that obviously because you're not a Whitebeard pirate, you don't get the full Whitebeard package, but you still get like ridiculous cards, and you can control the board because like you could do like who's the guy that's a Whitebeard pirate that pops 3Ks or less on play?
Vista.
Vista. Because you can play like 4 Vista, 4 Robin. Because Luffy will always support the Robin, and then like you could just control the board and just have this super strong mid game. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, so I agree with that take 100%. Like, because in a vacuum, Luffy's still really good. I think he just suffers from the same problem as Red Green Luffy, where Red Green Luffy wants to do something very different from Law, but the fact that Law exists is why you don't touch Red Green Luffy. And I feel like that's where Luffy is right now, between Whitebeard and Zoro. Because in a vacuum, I'd even put him ahead of Blurple Croc, but I feel like once you actually see where he fits in the meta with the decks that are running around and whatnot, it's like, well, no, you wouldn't touch him because the other decks, not only are his other decks better, not only are the other red decks better, they are insane. That's the problem. They're like unfair. And Luffy is a very fair leader.
Yeah, I get that. Alright, Smoker, I'll put this man in A- tier. I'd put him
behind Kaido.
You put him behind Kaido?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a B tier leader. Like, it's gonna be cool to control. It's the first set we get black in. We're getting the black starter deck as well as the black cards in set 2. I think black gets a lot better with set 3, but it is not a meta deck. Like, it's not a meta-defining deck. It doesn't do control, or it doesn't do destruction as good as purple, but it does control pretty well. It's a deck that I plan on playing for at least the part or main of set 2. But I understand it's going to be just like I'm playing Doflamingo again. I'm not playing a meta deck.
So my reasoning that I was going to put him like in an A- tier is that his ability, I don't like his ability. I think his ability is actually subpar. Because
I'll give you that.
He's like nearly a 7k swing every turn because every deck plays 10ks or 1 costs.
Yeah, but the only issue I have with that is that, like, okay, that may be the case, but all you're telling me is that my leader is 7k.
That's still really good.
But it's only on a time. I don't know, like the thing is,
same thing as Doflamingo. That was why we played Luffy. We get a 7k swing, tap 1, play a card.
Well, yeah,
this card makes itself 7k for 1 Dawn, and then can lower
but I generate a body with Dolphy. Like the reason I joined Dolphy was I swing 7k, but I also generate a body. Like that was to me that was the appeal of Dolphy. It's like
that's the thing though. So Dolphy swings 7k, he generates a body, and that's insane. But just him swing, because realistically, I would say the only match I really ever lose playing Luffy is against Dolphy. It has nothing to do with anything Dolphy's doing. It's just the fact he swings 7 every turn, because it is not sustainable to keep countering out of that every single turn. Yeah. That is 7 is the magic number for a reason. I think that's why Katakuri's going to be really good set 3 also.
Oh, Katakuri.
7 on 1 Dawn. Hitting 7 on 1 Dawn is disgusting.
All right.
That's minimal investment to hit that number, and that is crazy.
All right. I respect that. Z?
Oh,
I'll die on this hill. I'll die on this hill. I'll die on this hill.
I'm with you, but he's top of E.
Nah, bro.
He's absolutely
top.
Bro. If you want to put in another, put in A- tier. I'll put him there.
So the problems with Zeph is the idea of the 2 card pools minusing levels or minusing costs and then popping cards with low cost with purple is absolutely insane. You love to see it. It is so good.
Big fan.
It is simply that it's fragile at 4 life. The leader ability is very costly.
You're right.
It doesn't have a good or effective way to regenerate that Dawn.
You're also sitting on 4 life with 2 colors, and neither of them have a 1-drop blocker.
what my thoughts on it is that like you just play a very defensive. See, the thing is, this reminds me a lot of like Bujins. If you guys ever, I'm not sure if you guys play Bujins in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. So this reminds me a lot of that, where it's like the early game, I'm just like laying the foundation for this castle, because the moment in it, because the thing is, for you to do your game plan, it's not a hard game plan. It's between your first turn and your turn where you drop Kuzan. You opt to go first, and you're mulliganing for one of your 2 purple pieces, which is the John generator, and you only need it to generate once. You don't need it to generate more. You just need it to generate once. So that way, when you're odd numbered going up, you hit 10 first, drop the 10 drop Kuzan, and then you just blow up 2 things on the board and swing, so you could potentially kill a 3rd thing, bro. From that turn, you control the board. To me, it makes like your opponent almost can't do anything when you just kill 3 things selectively like that, and then on their turn they gotta play something, and then you could just kill it again. Whatever they summon, that's an 8 drop. You could just kill it if you want to, and if they don't, you just proceed with your life and play.
My issue. So just to go ahead and get it out the way, this is the leader I am playing set 2. I completely agree. I do stand behind him. I do think though, once you're at the point where you're dropping Kuzan 10 drop and you're popping a 8 and you're popping a 5, that's really good. But also I feel like you're at that point where it's like when you're playing against purple and they drop the 10 drop Kaido, it's like they've removed all the threats and everything, but that's also like when they're most vulnerable. You can't just lose the game in those next couple.
Well, to me it's different, because when you drop the 10 drop Kaido and you eat, what is it? He eats 6, eats 5? 6. He eats 6. This eats 4. You're starting your next turn on 8 versus the Kaido player who's starting on 6.
Right, but you're also starting the game on 1 less life.
But you have like ridiculous the words are hard today. But you have ridiculous blockers like Kizaru, and if you want to play like Hina, you can play Hina. Like,
so I agree. He has access to the best block. He has Queen, he has Uta, and he has Porcelino. His blockers are ridiculous. I also just feel though, like when you're playing on a 4-life leader, not having a 1-drop is so big. It's just so big. You're eating damage early game, and I feel like as much as I like him, and you can pop big bodies and just things like that, I feel like when you're playing in a meta where it's going to be like decks like Whitebeard, Zoro, and Law, that doesn't really matter too much, because Zoro and Whitebeard are just so aggressive. They're hitting you constantly, and you're sitting on 4 life, and you can pop big bodies, but what big bodies is Zoro putting on the board? The only big body Whitebeard even puts on the board is Whitebeard, and that's only to gain the 2k, like, so that he himself is an 8k body. That's the same reason even Zoro runs it, like.
Oh, well, that's not necessarily so, because in Whitebeard, they play the 6 drops, the 7 drops, all of those. They play a bunch of those. Right. The Whitebeard
that's right. So that's getting the best of, popping above 5, and that's Z's abusing Kuzan. But what is Kuzan popping that's worth it then? Because that is a 10 Don play.
He's killing Marco.
Marco can discard to come back.
Yeah, but that's still then but he comes back tapped.
Right.
Comes back tapped, and your opponent your opponent still has a discard for him to come back. So what happens is you go like Kuzan, pop the Marco, and then swing, and then he has to use the effect then to be like, okay, I'm gonna bring Marco back. Comes in rested.
Whitebeard has so many cards in hand at all times, and Marco's not once per turn.
Well, but that's what I'm saying though, is that like Marco comes back. You swing with Z into Marco because he's 6k eat, kills something else on the board. If he guards the Marco, he guards the Marco. That's still a card out of his hand. Or if the Marco dies, he still has to discard another card to bring Marco back. Like yes, but the thing is, at least I'm forcing him to discard cards for the Marco or defend more against the Marco versus versus the Whitebeard, because the Whitebeard's 6k, and at this point I'm just trying to control the board because I just spent 10 Dawn to establish Kuzan, and then Kuzan's going to be my answer to beat Whitebeard, because he's 10 versus a 6.
So I guess essentially the way I'm looking at it is like we were talking about earlier, how we believe Zoro will be the most represented deck. No matter what the Kuzan Z combo pops, you're probably popping like 4 Dawn max that Zoro invested into the board.
True. Yeah. For Zoro, that's just a different thing to deal with. But but what I feel is what makes Zoro a bit easier is because they don't have Moby Dick, so it's easier for us to guard versus like Whitebeard.
Because I kind of feel that, but I think the thing about that is that Zoro can more easily because alright, so all the 1-drop bodies that pump 1k 1-drops are pumping them 3k, Zoro's pumping them 1k, so they're all hitting really big numbers really easy with very minimal Dawn investment. So while they may not have Moby Dick, they have far more Dawn to invest into hitting bigger numbers. Because that's going to be one of those things that's going to be matchup dependent, and Zoro will definitely figure out how to play against Z. Because when their bodies, like for instance, when Sunny is hitting 5k, actually, so Sunny, you can play, it's already established on the board, right? You can put 1 Dawn into it to pump it 3k with any of the new 1-drop packages.
Yeah.
2k, it's already hitting 7k for 2 Dawn.
True.
Like, I think, because I feel like in certain matchups, Z will be disgusting. Like, him being able to remove, because I feel that's what's most attractive about him. The fact that he can remove a 5-drop and an 8-drop is disgusting. I think, though, realistically, in a set 2 meta, boards where an 8-drop and a 5-drop are on the board, how often are we going to see that? Because even when it comes to Whitebeard, their biggest body, we talked about Marco and whatnot, but their biggest body is 9-drop. It's out of the range.
Yeah. For the Whitebeard...
However, it's not out of range. If it also depends on what's on your board. There's the 4-drop that when attacking minus this cost, so if that is already established on board, then Kuzan actually does answer pretty much anything.
Oh, true.
Right, I feel like that's one of those things, though, where if you're playing against a good player, they wouldn't just play into that.
Well, the thing is, it's so little. Because if I remember the card that Nick's talking about, it's like a 1-drop or a 2-drop, and then you
No,
it's Kuzan. It's 4-drop Kuzan.
Oh, the 4-drop.
Yeah, 4-drop Kuzan when
yeah,
attached
that's
will
right.
give one character -4.
Oh yeah. Well, and then like at that point, like if you already have that established, and then like it's one of those things where it's like, let's say turn like I'm on 7 Dawn, I drop that Kuzan, and then because I'm already anticipating that next turn I'm going to swing with it, do all that, then that's just something that you know that you can just plan for. You play 4 of it. Oh, and then also I just realized you could do something similar to the effect of like you hit 9 first. Well, like you're on 9, but you generated at some point. You drop the one in the 8 purple cards you play to generate 1. You're on 10, you drop it. He's on 10, drops the Whitebeard. On your turn, because everything's -5, the Whitebeard is still 4 cost. There's still like the 1 cost chick that's the 2k counter that when you play her, minus something by 2.
Yeah. Well, so there's definitely outs. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm gonna play him. I do think he's good.
Yes.
I just feel like, oh god.
I just feel like we're stroking Z off so much.
Yes, because the counter combination should be so powerful, but it isn't.
Well,
and somebody else was putting in our ear that, what about the 2 black events that lower costs by 5 and 1 that lowers by 2 in a draw? The issue is that you cannot play those cards and Kuzan in the same turn.
That's the
Yep.
That's the issue. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so to move on. So Magellan, I think he's the best of C tier.
God, what is?
He's awful.
He's bad, but his cards are good. But because he doesn't really do anything, it's almost like you're truly reliant on your deck. It's not like we're Green, where it's like, yeah, Green plays cards, but then Kid is just a really strong standalone leader. No, it's your leader is mid, and you better, and then you don't get like Onigashima or like a Kaido that wipes the board. You do get the most consistent purple has ever been in his deck, but that's it. You just get consistent purple.
I feel that he is so bad that set 2 purple didn't even gain a leader.
No, I wouldn't say that. Because the thing is, the Impel Down stage is really good. The one chick that specials the Jail Beast, and then because you're playing him, when they die, you generate a Dawn, and one of them is a double attack, and the other one's a blocker. Nah, like he has really strong cards.
Later?
Huh?
Do they require you to have an Impel Down later?
Yeah, for the second effect, yes.
Okay, so then I guess he'll be decent for his label at most.
No, yeah, exactly. You're only playing him because he is the only Impel Down leader we have. The moment we get another Impel Down leader, he's gone. He's the worst leader. But it's because a lot of the Impel Down cards are really good. He's good by default. But he's not. But he's not breaking. He's not breaking the higher than a C.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what the Impel cards do before you're talking about them now. So it's just like he's not on my radar. I really don't care.
Exactly. That's how. Because like I had to like ask if they reply. He's like when I'm looking, I just never see him.
Yeah. He's the best. He's the anti-purple matchup. So like if you're playing against purple, you should never lose your purple matchup because a lot of his cards make your opponent lose Dawn. So against everyone else, it's not really a big deal because it's like, okay, well I got the 10. Yeah, he took 1 away. I'm at 9. Well, you know, I'll regenerate it. But against purple, when they start eating their Dawn and then you're making them eat more Dawn, it messes them up. So this is more for this is like an anti-purple deck.
So if that is what he is, and the highest purple deck we have is in B tier, then I don't know.
Exactly. Well, the highest purple deck we have is in A minus tier.
I don't even know if I count that.
All right. The last blue deck we have, Ivankov. Off rip, I would put this right here.
That's way too high.
Really?
Below Doflamingo.
But no. Okay, I think Ivankov is bad, but I do not think he's below Doflamingo.
Okay, no.
I think where you have him is actually, I put him behind Smoker, but I agree for the most part.
No, see me. If I was playing Doflamingo, I beat this matchup 5 ways to Saturday.
Yeah.
But there's people that just aren't gonna give Doflamingo the time to learn that matchup, and because of that, no one is gonna find, like, most people are not gonna find out if I play Dolphy, how do I beat Ivankov? Because everyone's like, well, he's drawing too many cards. What am I supposed to do? Okay, let him draw cards. Like what? He's just gonna check out.
Let him draw. Like he's literally working on 3 cards in hand.
Yeah. No, he's working on 2. He's working on 2. That's what I was gonna say. It's like he may be drawing a ton of cards, but for that deck to like perform at its best, you have to have 2 cards. Usually, you have to have no hand or 1 card in hand for your cards to get the most.
No. It's either you have 2 cards or you have 0 cards. Like if you keep 1 card, I think you're playing the deck wrong. Because there's some people.
Oh, no. No, I agree with that. What I'm saying though is that a lot of his cards, like his blocker for instance, isn't it? If you have 1 or less card in hand, he gets his pump. It's 2K.
Yep.
That's what I'm referring to.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of his cards
require
they're not efficient. Like for what they do for their Dawn cost, if you're not getting that secondary effect, then the cards are very mid. And if you are getting the best of those cards, that means you're playing with 1 card in hand, and that is rough.
Yeah. That's a lot of this is just super rough to me.
Yeah.
It's cool because it's like he gets a lot of cool like turbo. Like the one thing I will give to Ivankov over any of these leaders, even these leaders up here, is that he gets to his win condition faster than anybody else.
Now I will say we also do have to take into consideration the way time rules work, and this man is flying through his deck.
Amen. He doesn't have to worry about that. Nami, I don't know how Nami's going to deal with that in
I don't know.
When it's like timing around. Well, I'm at 2 cards.
Yeah.
Well,
because Ivankov is this high, but that's not a testament to how good he is. I think that's a testament to how drastic the drop off is set to for leaders.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I feel like set 1 was more of just like a foundation of cards, like how every other card game is. Like usually just like all these have really good generic effects, and then set 2 is like, oh, like we're gonna try to tweak it up, like tweak up the meta, and then like, you know, some get through, like Whitebeard and Kingdom Z, and then some don't, like, you know, Shanks, Magellan, and all that. And it's just that, it's just them tweaking with leader effects and what have you. Because in set 3, there's some bonkers effects.
God, I'm glad we saved the last one for one of the easy placements.
Oh yeah, it's right here, bro. Like these two could duke it out for last place So legitimately, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this card, but if I had to pick between two, I think Uta's better.
Oh, Uta is better because at least she has an effect.
Actually, no, I lied. King's better.
No, that's wrong.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's still an Animal King pirate, so you still get to play Onigashima, and you still get to play 10-drop.
Oh yeah, it's well, but the red card pool is also really good.
Yeah, but if
the red card pool is really good. Oh, but then again, she also is telling you to play vanilla.
No, but hear me out. If both of these were vanilla leaders, right? Let's say
okay, well, he's
they had
better.
no effects. Who has a better deck?
It would. I still think purple is just a better color than purple.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why King is better than Uta.
Oh no, I must have said that wrong then. I don't know what I said, but I meant to say red is a better color than purple.
Oh, you think red's better than purple? Nah, bro.
Bro, look at our A tier.
Yeah, because they synergize with it. You think
our A tier is 2.5 red.
We don't get purple until A-. It's half a purple.
Yep.
Bro, so we have 2.5 red in A tier. Luffy's sitting in B-. Below him is another red. And then the biggest problem with Z, because remember, the biggest thing he has going for him is that he has access to the red and black card pool. The biggest thing he has going for him is his card pool, and he doesn't even synergize between his colors. The red card pool is correct. The best thing the purple card pool has going for it is, well, actually no, the purple card pool is really good. Let's not even have that discussion. It's a really good card pool, but I think if I have to play a good card pool in red and at least have an ability that pumps 2k versus playing purple with no leader ability, actually no, I've changed my mind. Kaido has no ability for majority. No, but he closes out the game when he uses his ability. So even then,
yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but you don't always have to use his effect. So to my point, King would be a better leader.
Bro, I won't give a stance on this one because this is coming from a red player. I play Luffy. I dumpster purple. I don't really have the high opinion of it. I'll leave this to you guys.
All right. Well.
No, so the reason I think red's a better card pool is red actually has abilities to search. Purple has nothing to search. They are relying on what they're drawing.
Red also has hella 2Ks and a 1-drop.
Oh, true. All right, there we go. I'll take that. The 2Ks in the blocker. All right, now for the final. Who is our king of the pirates?
Top 8 here, White.
Bam.
No. Well, we'll do it for Laura. Throw Sanji up there.
Nah. But on a serious, to me, it's definitely Whitebeard.
It's not even a comment.
Yeah, no, Whitebeard is going to dominate the next 2 sets minimum because we don't even know what set 4 and 3 has to come.
Yeah,
he's going to dominate set 2, and he's going to be so oppressive set 3. Like, it's not even going to be close.
It's
like, if you are smart, you pick up Whitebeard set 2 because set 3, he is still a good deck.
Yep. I wonder how we're going to get to how people are going to think of doing the anti-meta for this, because I feel next format is going to be one of two things. One, every tournament is just going to be Whitebeards, and it's going to be top 16 Whitebeards, and then whatever. Or do you think we'll get to a point where everyone is just teched out for red? And
so
then...
for me, it's okay. Go, Nick.
No, with how represented red is going to be taking out against red, you may as well just play red at that point, because you counter red in both their destructions and rush abilities to try to control the board.
I also feel it's just one of those things, like Whitebeard's win condition is just him being so big you can't beat him. I don't really know how you tech against that. I feel like his win condition is relatively solitary, and there isn't really much that you can do to influence that. So I feel like regardless of how you tech out your deck, you only have 10 Dawn, and Whitebeard is, like, I was watching the most recent Japanese tournament. Grand Finals was Whitebeard versus Whitebeard. They both have 10 and 9 in hand. There was one where he played against a yellow. They swung 22k at his face. He countered out of it. Like, there isn't really much you can do. Yeah. There's no counterplay to that.
Do you think that maybe green with Odin is the answer?
God, no. What the heck?
Well, no, because hear me out. I'm not saying it's the cleanest answer. It's kind of like how like with Dolphy, the answer for Kid was like we had to establish a big body first prior, and it wasn't a clean answer. It was just an answer. I think Kinemon with Odin, or if Law wants to play Kinemon, power to him. He can play whatever the hell he wants. But like but with Odin, because he has the double swing, so you make Odin what, like,
Okay, we're on the same page.
you make Odin. No, yeah. I wasn't talking about the leader. I was talking about the character.
Okay.
My bad. To everyone watching, we're talking about the character Odin, the 8-drop. So the 8-drop Odin that you pay 3 restand. So what it will be would be like you give him what? On my 7 plus 8 is 15. So you go 15k into Whitebeard. He blocks it. Then you go cool. Pay 3 restand. Kill him for the last one. You know. I think that's the cleanest answer that we have to Whitebeard.
I think the cleanest. So we are on the same page, because I was gonna say, and I was a non-believer up until I saw what Whitebeard was doing set 3. I thought Rob Lucci was not going to be a good leader. I think that he's probably the cleanest solution, because he has an ability that's on your leader at all times. All you have to do is beat something, get a second attack. You can easily go 15k on Rob Lucci, swing at face, they'll counter out of it once, but they're always at 0. They're always, because they take themselves to 0. You beat into their counter once, and then you beat over something. Rob Lucci restands himself, and then you just swing 15k.
Oh no,
face.
yeah, and it's not even that. You could even do like 15. And you could test the hand right there, be like, here's 15, the Whitebeard. And he goes blocker. Cool. Restand, do it again.
Exactly. I think it's gonna be like Odin, it's gonna be Rob Lucci, it's gonna be like as bad. I think it's bad. I've seen a lot of people like making counter arguments for why it's good. It's actually been kind of getting results. Kuro is also another one that restands himself. Like, Whitebeard's going to die to something that can just swing at his face twice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the answer to Whitebeard.
So how you guys feel about this list?
I agree with it 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with it. We've all made our points come to kind of an agreement on things. I don't really have an issue with it.
Now, the only question I ask, because I know some people are gonna probably comment or whatever, if it wasn't for the lack of blue cards, where would this go?
Well, is that implying that there are good blue cards?
No.
Okay. As it stands right now, cards.
He's not good. He's not good.
So what? So we'll put him like best.
I'd put him like behind Sakazuki maybe.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's better than Odin at least, you know.
He is better than Odin. Yep. All right. Cool. All right, everyone. Well, you know what? That's.
He does literally kill that man.
He does. Well, he does do that. All right, everyone. Well, that's pretty much the video. Thanks, Chris and Nick, for helping me make this tier list. Hopefully, everyone got a concept for that. And please like, subscribe. Everything's been helping out. We just hit 80 subscribers. Super excited about it.
Let's go.
And I just want to say, from here to there, have a great one, and see you guys next time.